Elliot hangs from the gallows, twitching, choking, his face turning purple until he goes still. Episode 19, The Gallows Road. Welcome to Echoes of Elsewhere. This is a story about people caught between two worlds, the modern, gothic shadows of New Eden and the dark, oppressive nightmare of Barovia. I'm Keith, your GM, your keeper of secrets.
I'm Edie Jones. I'm playing Rax Koshak, a dragonborn bard, and somewhere in the back of his brain is a very confused artist named Vince.
I'm Leah Skye. I'm playing Blake Emberlich, and she has secrets.
I'm playing Professor Gregor, and he's getting way too into this Renaissance fair.
I'm Tony Keone. I am playing Elliot Knight, the inventor of the most advanced AI ever created.
We began this most recent trip to Barovia at a funeral and went on to a heist, and now we're on the road taking the sister of the local leader to a safe place in Valaki, which has a church that is under the protection of a particular saint. Along the way, we've stopped by some sort of gallows to discuss our predicament, and have been interrupted by two very colorfully dressed individuals walking down the road.
They are approaching you. They're walking here. Ireena has whistled to draw your attention to them where you're huddled together having your conversation. And one of them stops. Goes, "Oi, what you doing there?"
Might ask you the same question.
"Well, I'm sent here by Madame Eva. She said there'd be 5 strangers hanging out. And if my math is right, 1, 2, there would be 5 of you."
Yes, and?
"And? So who are you? What you doing?"
Who's asking, and why do you need to know?
"Me, I'm Stan. Now, I've introduced myself. Don't be rude. Introduce yourself."
Blake.
The name's Rax.
"Rax. Blake? Hi, Blake."
Father Gregor.
"Ooh, a man of the cloth. Interesting. You might be the one Madame Eva is looking for." And Ireena goes, "Hi, I'm Ireena. I'm from Barovia."
And I'm Elliot.
Now, what business do you have with us, friend?
"The lady wishes to speak with you."
Who is this lady?
"Madame Eva, aren't you listening?"
Yes, but who is she?
She's the leader of all the Vistani."
And why does she want to speak to us?
"Something about the weave and the way you're disturbing it."
We're disturbing the weave.
That's good to know. Whoa!
"You're not
I'm
like
prepared.
the others that come through here."
What way, and what others, and what are you talking about?
"I think Madame Eva is going to tell you that. I don't know if I should."
So, are you here to, apprehend us and take us to her, or do we have a choice in the
Well, there's only 2 of us and there's 5 of you. I think we know how this is going to end up if we have to get rough on it.
We're on a different mission that doesn't have to do with Madame Eva at all, so maybe we do that, and then we come back and talk to Madame Eva when we're done.
You can. There are those who ignore Madame Eva. Do so at your own peril. You can face whatever destiny you have waiting you.
Can I do an insight to see if he's actually concerned about us, or if he's trying to essentially make us nervous about not doing this?
Yeah, go ahead. Make an insight check. DC 15.
I will also do that.
Okay. You consider your heroic inspiration and decide not to as you see the light bulb over Vince's head light up. Vince, you've seen guys like this before. Vince, not just Rax. Vince has seen guys like this before. Guys who just have a job to do. They're part of a delivery service. They don't care about what happens. They're gonna throw your box up on the porch and run off. They don't care if you get it or not. These are the delivery guys. You're the package.
Right. Okay. So hang tight for a second, you two, and I'm going to go talk with my friends over here. And I sidebar with you guys.
I, for one, would like to meet this person, as she knows a lot of things and has demonstrated knowledge of a great many things, and I would like to know how she knows them and what else she knows.
But here's the thing. I mean, these guys might just be, dudes who are trying to take us to Madame Eva, or they might not be. I mean, my insight is that they are, but they might be, there might be something else going on. And also, we still have to get Ireena to safety, so shouldn't that be our first priority?
Yes, but when I was speaking to Mr. S, he had mentioned that the Vistani were the travelers, and the lady at the tarot reading was a Vistani, so maybe they know more information about how this traveling back and forth works.
Yeah, or maybe they're tricky and they don't, we're not sure what their real agenda is, right? Maybe there's
only one way to find out.
Something funky going on there.
Reena's got to lean in and go, the Vistani are one of the few who can travel through the mist. They're the reason we get supplies from other areas. They bring them in and bring them out.
So are you saying it would be helpful to talk to Madame Eva at this point? Are you okay with postponing your getting to the safe town in order for us to deal with this?
Well, maybe an hour or two? How much could it be?
Well,
and
my question is,
it is on the way, right? Technically, because we could fork here, but it's both directions are still going to get us in the same end result.
You do have some forest that you'd be climbing through if you wanted to go from the camp back onto the trail, but you could certainly do that. Yeah.
Father Gregor pulls out his cartography tools. He's got some mapping stuff and starts sketching out the routes. As we won't lose time. And you've given us a lot of questions, Rax.
My worry is that the last time we talked to one of these people, we ended up here, and they could just shunt us back to New Eden while we're trying to do this.
Yeah, that was my thing.
You've talked to one of us before? Who have you talked to? And you realize they've scooted a little bit closer and they've been trying to listen to your conversation.
This is a private conversation.
Father Gregor begins to describe the person that they saw. Just a lady about this age, estimates her height. With the cards?
You start describing her, and there is definitely a shocked look on their face.
Well, Father Gregor is describing them. He would also like to do just a little bit of magic, if that's all the same.
You certainly may.
I'm just going to quickly make use of my channel divinity to cast a instance of detect thoughts. Targeting surface thoughts, as he describes the lady.
Yes. There's definitely a shocked recognition in the description you're giving them.
I see. There's nobody thinking that's name.
In his surface thoughts.
Yes.
They've met Madame Eva.
Well, I'm quite pleased to go and rekindle old friendships. I believe there are several questions we didn't have a chance to ask last time.
Wait, are you saying that the card lady was Madame Eva? This is the person that they want us to go talk to?
Yes.
Okay, that makes me even more suspicious. But sure.
Ireena's going, wait, you've met Madame Eva? She doesn't go anywhere. As far as I know, she's never left the camp.
So I haven't met her, but the humans yammering in my head has.
It's confusing. It's sort of ironic to have a leader of a nomadic band who doesn't go anywhere. That seems a bit odd.
You still have your detect thoughts up.
Oh, yes.
And as you're talking about her not going anywhere, that's she doesn't go anywhere. She doesn't leave her tent.
Maybe her tent is the thing that moves.
I'm going to just throw this out there. Is Madame Eva a particularly gifted individual in the arcane arts?
Madame Eva, there is nothing Madame Eva can't see. She knows the future. She knows the past. She knows our destiny. And she knew you would be here today.
And she knew whether you guys would be able to convince us to come back with you.
I'm convinced.
Well, are you coming back with us?
I suppose.
The one who's not talking reaches into his pocket, hands over a few coins to the one who is talking. And he goes, damn it. Clearly there was some gambling going on, but the chances of you going or not going.
Right. Before we go, does anyone have a reason why we shouldn't, or should we just go for this?
I've got all kinds of reasons why
I
we
don't
shouldn't,
like
but
this
none of them are
business,
as
but
compelling as why we should.
I'll go.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this.
Let's go then.
You head
Lead the way.
back. Stan goes, follow me. And you begin to leave the gallows, following Stan along the path. The road itself is actually the main road through Barovia is not too bad shape. The side road you're starting on is not too bad shape. The fog is going off in the distance, staying in the forest. There's a moment where you hear the creaking of the wood behind you. And you pause and you look back over your shoulder. And there, hanging from a noose, from the gallows that you were just at, you see Iliot, hanging there. Face purple, legs twitching, then still. And says, hey, what are you guys doing? Come with us. And as he says that, your attention is turned back to Stan. You turn back, and the gallows is now empty.
Another one of those taunting ghost things that happened earlier. This is the Count telling us we're going to fail, just like that caravan of ghosts we saw.
You know what? Let him keep it.
We don't speak of him. We do not wish to draw his attention.
But his attention is drawn. I mean, it's very clear that he knows what we're up to.
What are you up to?
That's a good question. Lead the way.
Come with me. And Stan leads the way. The path you're on almost vanishes. It's just, you can see a couple wagon wheels have cut a path through here. You are coming along to, there's a pool of water, maybe like a half mile across. The river runs through it. There's a camp of 5 very colorful tents. There are 4 wagons that are circled around the camp. These are the wagons that have like that barrel top on them, like you cook a barrel cut in half and put on top of it. They have been painted. There are pots and tools hanging off of them. There is a larger tent at the edge of the pond, the pool. Easily 3 times the size of the other ones. It looks like it should be collapsing under its own weight. You see a couple of horses that are on either side of it that are drinking out of the water. There are people who are gathered around. You can hear the sound of an accordion playing from one of the wagons. It grows quiet. Even the accordion stops as you approach. The Vistani turn and watch you. And Stan goes, "Oi, get back to work, you all. We've got business with the madam. You do what you need to do." And he leads you over to the larger tent.
Does it look familiar?
It does. It does look familiar. It's much larger than the one you saw outside of Changeable Entertainments. But maybe a 1/5 scale.
While we're walking, can I look to see if there's any items not from this world just around camp, clothes?
Make a perception check. DC on this is going to be 20.
Can I also make the check? Out of,
You certainly can, as you're going through.
not? Might as well.
24.
Blake, with your 17 on your perception check, You don't notice anything from our world there. What you do notice, though, is that 2 of the Vistani are near the tent. Well, some are like doing, working on crafts. They're preparing meals. There are 2 that are armed, and they have moved off to kind of flank you from either side. And they're walking along with you at the kind of the forest edge. They're not encroaching on you, but they are keep watching you as you go through with it. Professor Gregor. On one of the Vistani, the one playing the accordion, you see a watch on his wrist, clearly out of place in this area.
Father Gregor, I think the reason why I think this is more Professor Gregor noticing than Father Gregor, not just because it's something from his world, but just because he's sort of used to trying to spot anachronisms and all sorts of things. So he notices there is an anachronism and notes it. I think he will like sort of subtly he'll elbow. Who's walking next to Father Gregor?
Let's assume I am.
Watching the closest to him.
Let's assume me. Why not?
Sure. He'll elbow Vrax in the side and sort of indicate slightly with his hand the person with the watch.
I will notice that and say, that is odd.
I think Elliot's just not paying attention to like basically anything because he's so fixated on the tent and wants answers, and he's just like chugging along, and he's going to go like straight to the tent flap and just like fling it open.
As you go to reach for the tent flap, Stan puts his hand out. Whoa. We don't just barge in on the madam. Wait.
She invited us.
And he reaches out, and there's a little bell next to her tent, and he rings it. And it's a very soft, tinkling like bell. It's almost like a fairy type sound. And you hear the voice from inside. Come in. I've been expecting them. Come on. Bring them in.
I look at him and I go, see? And I grab the thing and fling it open and walk in.
When you walk in the tent, this tent is multi-chambered. You can see there are curtains hanging down throughout it. But the first part of the tent that you come in is about 10 foot by 10 foot. It's a little crowded with everyone coming in there. There's a table in the center. There's a crystal ball on top of it. There are cards spread out. There are black candles burning on candlesticks around the room. This is exactly the same as the tent you saw in New Eden. This part of it, just this section, not the whole tent, but this part. And the woman on the other side, the hunched figure, she turns towards you. Her gray hair is falling around, long gray hair is falling around her head and shoulders. Her left eye is clouded over. It seems like it'd be impossible for her to see. Her right eye, vivid blue, almost glowing in the candlelight. The word Vidba comes to mind.
I remember Ivan said that word.
He did. Come, sit down. 1, 2, 3. She starts counting. 4. I wasn't expecting you, but you'll do, dearie. Come, sit down.
Rex sits hesitantly.
You are so different. You're the Barovian girl, Ireena, aren't you? And Ireena nods her head. I am. I've never been here before, but I've heard amazing stories about you. Will we be safe in Falaki? And Madame Eva laughs. You'll never be safe, dearie. Never. The rest of you. How did you come to be here?
Yeah, didn't you do this to us?
We were gonna ask you the same question.
Yeah.
I did nothing to you.
Insight check.
Make your insight check. She's old and wise with a mind like a steel trap. So you're going to be rolling a 20 to try and get past her natural defenses.
Nope.
So a respectable roll, 16. 16 for there.
Guidance.
Okay, what does guidance
I don't
do
think
again?
you can because it's not like you're coordinating this where he goes, hey, I'm going to insight check her. All right,
Yeah.
I'll
All right.
guide you when you do this. Like it's kind of in the spur of the moment type thing.
Yeah. No, that's a fair judgment. All right, well, I don't know.
What do you remember of the first time you met us?
You rang my bell and you just walked in the door. It's only been like 10 seconds. It's hard for me to forget. What do you mean? Have you met me before? Is that what you're saying?
What?
Yeah.
Priest? No, something else. You're more than a priest, aren't you?
Okay, lady.
We were about to ask you the same question.
Excuse me, but I have this human in my brain named Vince who would very much like to know why he walked into a tent that appeared out of nowhere in a parking lot and ended up in my head.
Well, that sounds foolish. Why would you walk into a tent that just appeared out of nowhere?
You were in there and you read their fortunes. This is what you read our fortunes, lady. And then we were in some fog, and then I was in the brain of this dragon here, and nothing is okay. So explain to me what the hell is happening.
While he's yelling, I actually want to I'm looking at her more closely. Is this the exact same lady, or are there subtle differences, like more wrinkles, or...
Make a perception check on this one, and it's going to be a DC 15.
All right, well, I'm going to guidance myself this time because I'm pretty sure that is not a thing I'm good at. All right, let's see.
I think as you do this, you go, Diana, scan for facial recognition. and that's your guidance as you come through this.
8, and then... Is it just... Oh, yeah, / roll 1d4. It's probably not going to be good enough anyway. Yeah, no, 9.
Yeah, so you are so used to having your AI make those comparisons for you that you're expecting Diana to do it. And she whispers in your ear, yes, things are not always what they seem.
Yeah, she's suspicious of this woman.
You've rolled perception too.
There is one strange detail that Blake remembers from the first time, which is a cut on her hand that was weirdly synchronous with the cut on Father Gregor's hand, and she's looking specifically for that.
Not only did she have a cut on her thumb that was similar to Father Gregor's, she had multiple scars as if this was a ritual that she performed on a regular basis. It was on her left thumb in New Eden. Those same scars still exist on her right thumb.
I'd like to do a little bit of magic, if that's okay. I'd like to cast Detect Magic.
You go to cast Detect Magic, and it is clearly that you're casting spells. And Madame Eva puts her hands on the table in front of her, and she leans forward and watches what you're doing. And as you do this, the tent begins to glow. The globe, the orb in front of her begins to glow. The cards in front of her begin to glow. The rings on her fingers, her robe, her left eye, the clouded one, begins to glow. There is magic throughout this entire chamber. Abjuration, invocation, enchantment, conjuration. Even the candles have an aura of magic about them. You've cast Detect Magic in many places throughout Father Gregor's life. And the consistency you've had in the past is, oh, that ring's magic. That sword's magic. That helm is magic. It's like one or two trinkets in a pile. I don't know that you've ever been in a place where you felt that you were completely surrounded by magic. You've never been to the Fey lands. You've never been to the Shadow Realm. But you imagine, had you crossed into one of those, maybe you would be experiencing the same thing as you are experiencing right now.
Yeah, I think Father Gregory sort of shields his eyes just to like sort of get like he's being blinded. He goes, "What is this place?"
Home. I have been here for so long, serving my people.
So, this is Vince talking. Something doesn't add up here. You summoned us here, but you say you just met us a second ago. Why did you summon us here if you didn't know who we were?
I've never met you before, but that doesn't mean I don't know who you represent anyways.
Then you should be familiar with what happened at the tent in the parking lot. Should you not?
I do not. I know you are hope. I know you are a shift in the weave that is out of place.
Well, yeah, we're out of place. We, we're humans from New Eden, which is a world very different from this one that doesn't have any magic in it. And we've been, shunted into the minds of characters in this world that with varying degrees of sanity loss and
it's not her,
loss
Vince.
of, personality and agency
It's not her.
along the way.
No, it's
quite
another
honestly.
her.
What? It's not her. Well, who is it then?
Something like that.
It's the her from here? Okay, and it's the her from here, and she doesn't know about the her from there. Okay.
Maybe. She pricks her thumb on the other hand.
Sure. Rax takes control again.
Interesting. I know of their existence, but I do not see what they see. They do not see what I see. But they do exist. And you met her and she sent you through the veil. But you changed.
How many ways are there through the veil?
Yeah.
Do you know?
Until today, I would have said one.
But now there are two, because clearly there's the possibility for agents, entities from other worlds to inhabit the minds of entities of this world.
That is new. That is unusual. That's not my people, the Vistani. For centuries, we have been trusted with the sacred duty of traveling from this land to other lands to bring food, bring supplies, to bring souls to our troubled world, to replenish this area. Without us, everything would fall. Everything would die. We are the lifeline for these people. Our wagons travel through the mist. Our wagons return through the mist. The goods and the people do not change. That is the law. How have you broken the law?
Well, I have an alternative question. Since
I enjoy this conversation. I am puzzled, and I've not been puzzled in a long time.
we are puzzled too, so you mentioned that you bring souls through these lands. Recently, a great many souls were brought here. What do you know of that? About, what was it, 12?
12.
Dozen, yeah.
12, all dressed up in black. They have a whole goth thing going.
I know who you speak of. Our cousins, they have a camp near Valaki, just on the outside. They have recently traveled beyond the veil and have returned.
Do you know why they brought people from that other world here?
We do not talk. They travel through our territory, we travel through their territory, but we try to keep our distance.
Are they in any way associated with our friend in the castle?
Wise priest, we all serve the one in the castle, myself included. How we serve him differs.
How do you serve him?
I wish to save him. I wish to see him be let free. I wish to see him end his suffering end, and with his suffering ending, so will our suffering end. There are those who serve him for personal glory and wealth and recognition. It's not our way.
You said something about us being hope, about us being some kind of disruption in the weave. Talk more about that.
Wait, before we get to that, there is the matter of your fellow travelers. In what manner do they serve the man in the castle? Before we change over.
Fellow travelers, you mean in my camp here?
No, the ones who are in the neighbors, the ones in the neighboring camp who brought over the
Valaki
souls.
camp.
Yes.
Yes, they are. They serve the great board out of fear. Fear that they will be punished, and fear that they will not be recognized for their work. They seek treasure, they seek recognition, they seek to rise above their station for themselves. And they will do whatever they think is necessary to achieve that goal. They are the right hand of Rahadin.
Yes, of course, the right hand of Rahadin.
And for the people that are maybe listening in from outside the tent, could you remind them who Rahadin is?
Of course. So why didn't you say so before? The right hand of Rahadin.
Rahadin is our Lord's steward, his Castilian, his major domo, his lieutenant.
Okay.
Does he drive his chariot?
When the Lord leaves his castle and travels this land, it is often Rahadin who drives the chariot. Yes.
It means that Rahadin is the man who set up the event at Changeable.
With that, we are going to fade to black. As that realization comes to you, we are going to let the echoes fade away for today. We are going to return shortly with this new knowledge.